Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today we're checking out a 2024 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF in the Grand Touring trim level. This vehicle is sitting on 205/45 Bridgestone tires wrapped around 17-inch alloy wheels with a gloss black finish. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated rotors in the front and solid rotors in the back. So this one is in a pearl white and looks pretty cool, especially with the wheels. That combination of white and black on a sporty car looks good to me. Especially the grille here. So this kind of grille kind of sticks out and emphasizes the style of the vehicle. So this is all gloss black here, and then you have the matte black at the bottom, and then the fairly large Mazda emblem there. It has projector headlights, a little bit of airflow right in here. Looking at the profile, it has the body colored handles and the upper portion of the side mirror as well. And of course the hard top is body colored as well. But yeah, looking really good with these wheels. So it has the pretty typical Mazda key here with the buttons here on the side. Nothing really special here. It does have the full proximity system, and you basically have to press that button to lock and unlock, so it alternates on that one button. And check it out, it has like this tan and white and black interior. It's a contrast stitching there, looking really nice. It has some simulated carbon fiber there. But there's no pockets in the door or anything like that. Manually adjust the seats on both sides. Now the driver's seat does have a thigh kind of adjustment there. There's no glove compartment here, and you see the space in the floor is kind of limited. Now there's a compartment here, and this opens up, and you can see it's kind of like serves as a glove compartment. So you can see it goes in there just a little ways right there, just enough for the manual to go in really. A little bit of extra space, but it is locking. Now there's another compartment behind the seat here. So let me move this forward. Move this forward, like so. Now we can see the secret compartment. So this would be like this is where I would hide stuff, because it's actually hidden. It's not locking, but it's hidden. So that would be a good place to put like a G-roll or something. Now you see these cup holders right here. They're removable, so you can take them out, just completely take them out. Now one of them you can put here. So if you want to have that as a cup holder, right in that spot there, you can do that. It kind of gets in the way of your legroom, but if you need one there, you can do that. Or this is actually out of the way pretty good right there. It works pretty good. There's a center compartment here. Got my business cards in the way. A little bit of compartment there. Not really that much, but it gives you something. It has these really cool LED taillights here with amber turn signals. Really cool. Now it has a little mast antenna, which is kind of neat, and you can unscrew it and take it off for going through car washes or something like that. There's also this little shark fin antenna here as well. Third brake light is right there, and the backup camera is in pretty good place. It's right in the very center, and it's away from the tag. It's not like integrated and tacked on with the tag. So yeah, it's integrated well. It's right in the center. I like that. Then you have the visible exhaust down here. Now the trunk space, let's go ahead and look at that, because under here, all the way to the right, and almost to the far right under here, there's a button. You just basically find it. There we go. It's just underneath this S right here, just under there. You press and hold it for a second, and it'll release the trunk. It takes a second sometimes. It just pops loose, the trunk. You can of course use the key as well. I lift up like so. You can see there's no insulation on the underside of the trunk lid there, and the opening is kind of small, and the trunk is kind of small. This is what it looks like here. Mostly carpeted. No spare tire. It has a tire inflator kit, if that helps. If that eases your mind to some degree. And it probably has the worst trunk light of all time, but I guess it's better than nothing, I suppose. Fuel doors here on the driver's side, and it locks with the vehicle, and it has a traditional cap tether and a little place to hang the cap here. Premium fuel recommended. Let's go ahead and start it up. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Now you know it's kind of small, but it's actually not too bad. I'll show you when we get inside, but there's the accelerator, brake, and clutch pedal, and a footrest there. Not too bad. And under here is where you release the trunk, and then right here is to release the hood. Let's take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a latch right here in the very center. Just reach in, move it to the right, and lift up. And very light hood. It does require a prop to hold it up though. So there's the prop there, and it swings up right to where the arrow is pointing. Pretty good size 4-cylinder. So this is a rear-wheel drive vehicle. So the front of the engine's here, back of the engine's here, and then the 6-speed manual transmission's back there. And it's a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder, 181 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque, and no turbochargers or anything like that. Pretty traditional 4-cylinder, just a very light, very nimble, responsive engine. So yeah, it's very fun to drive, especially with the manual transmission. You can see some braces here, bracing the suspension towers, which are kind of like here, and so it's braced up to the back and then braced over there. And you see the 4 coil packs there. There's the intake side. There's the battery, which is insulated and easy to get to, and there's the exhaust side. The power windows are one touch down, but you have to hold them to go up. And here to the left of the steering column, there is traction control off. This is, it's showing a little flag there that is for off-road use only, because you can spin tires and stuff. This is the turn off the parking sensors, turn off the traction control here. So you can see there's different ones. This is track use, this is regular turn off the traction control. And then this is the automatic high beams, which you can toggle on or off there. It also has a tilt, but not a telescoping steering column. So that's the closing procedure. Now let's look at the opening procedure. So this is the button here we're using. There's a button right there. So all you have to do is hold the button. This is what it looks like with the hardtop up. So it looks like it's integrated nicely. It doesn't even look like a convertible, really. That's so well done. Just pieced together nicely. The contours, all this stuff right here, just kind of like blends in perfectly. And this is the RF hardtop. You see the glass goes into place. Really is well done, well designed. Not a lot of, I mean, there is some moving parts. Okay, there's a lot of moving parts, but it does it so seamlessly. It just seems like it's like effortless. You know, it doesn't feel like it's struggling or anything like that. Freezing the opening process, I just kind of stopped it in the middle here, so you can see it. There is separate pieces on the hardtop. That top main piece, secondary piece, and then this piece right here kind of lifts up and opens up a space for that glass. This little piece here, all 3 of these sections to go under this part. So it doesn't take up any room in the trunk. So you can see here, some of the gears and stuff. So this is what it looks like with the top completely down. You can see it does a good job of completely hiding all those pieces and give you a vehicle that looks like just looks like T-tops removed or something. And it doesn't take up any of the trunk space, which is amazing. So this vehicle has a total weight capacity of 340 pounds. So that's both the driver, the passenger, and cargo. I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and of course I have the seat all the way back, and it's tilt back as far as it'll go. And it's a little bit cramped for me. You know, it's a lot cramped for me. I'm not really, this vehicle is just too small for me, you know. So you can see the legroom though. I was actually surprised at how well I could fit in here, because this is contoured up. This is also soft here. and it has a footrest. Okay, so like Jeep Wranglers don't even have a footrest, so it has enough room for the footrest and the clutch pedal and the brake pedal and then the gas pedal. So I was actually kind of surprised at that. So yeah, there's a tilt but no telescoping steering column, and it has a pretty, it's like a, the buttons on the steering wheel, it's actually a really nice steering wheel, feels good and everything. The buttons are a little bit like the stripped down version, you know, you turn on the cruise control, set it, resume, cancel, volume for the radio, change to the tracks, voice recognition, phone button for answering and hanging up. You also have this info button right here, which you can kind of cycle through and get some more information there to the left of the gauges. But I've been getting like 35 miles per gallon. It's showing lower right now because I've been filming it and idling it and stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty good little gauge cluster here. The emphasis is on the RPMs. The speedometer's there on the right side. And then you have the additional information here, outside temperature. It does have roadside recognition, lane keep assist system, that kind of stuff, but no adaptive cruise control. Windshield wipers are there. Headlight and turn signal there. And let's go to the screen here, which is pretty much basic. This is the basic screen that you'd find in all Mazdas, basically. You control it down here with this little dial. And there's the volume, home button, radio, navigation. So there's a little navigation map. Looks pretty good. And it's actually a little bit closer to than a lot of other Mazda vehicles, so I could actually see it better. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse so you can see the camera here. Kind of small, but the position of the camera is actually pretty good, so I can see well. The resolution's good enough. I can see good. Four-way flashers are there, and then the climate controls here. It does have an automatic function, temperature, fan speed, where you want the air to blow. Pretty straightforward. There's the convertible top button, heated seats, 3-stage. There's a little SD card in here for the navigation. And then 2 USB-C ports and a little spot right here to just put a cell phone or whatever. So it has a, the movement of the stick is very short. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Reverse, you press all the way down, all the way to the left and up. Now you're in reverse. So yeah, really like it. And it does have an actual real handbrake. Direct connection. We saw a little compartment here. This little armrest is soft. So these little bottle holders, they're mostly out of the way, but sometimes I do kind of bump into them. It does have the home link garage door opener controls, auto dim rear view mirror. Up here is the interior lights. Have interior light, like, okay, it's a light and it's on the inside of the vehicle. Okay, so that's the interior lights. You can have it turn on with the door and off. So, you know, this is like not very good light, but anyways. It has a visor, a little tiny visor with a mirror, but no light. A little clip right here, putting a driver's license or a card right in here. There's the other side, has that clip too. Once again, no lights. So the visibility is, you can see it's not actually too bad. I mean, you have a little blind spot right there, and that can be an issue sometimes, but directly behind the vehicle here is okay. And since it's a small vehicle, you can that kind of helps a little bit with the visibility because your actually head's closer to the glass. You can kind of look around a little bit better, but still that part right there can be an issue. You have to get used to that section there because it's completely blocked off, and definitely a car can hide behind it. It has a pretty decent sound system. It actually has the speakers in the headrest too, the Bose speakers in the headrest. But yeah, it sounds pretty good, especially kind of cruising along. The engine and the exhaust isn't overly loud, so it doesn't interfere really with your music and stuff, or your conversations, whatever. But let's go ahead and kind of accelerate a little bit just so you can see what it's like. I mean, it's pretty, you know this vehicle is made for fun because it has the red line, it doesn't red line to over 7,000 RPMs. It's not like a super fast vehicle, but it is fun to drive. Very solid transmission, and the engine just feels like it's just so, I don't know, it just feels good. Feels good. It's not like a super powerful vehicle or anything. It's not like you're gonna feel like you're gonna lose control, especially with the traction control on. But yeah, it's definitely fun to drive. Being able to shift the gears manually, and you have that. You don't have to worry about going over the red line very easy, that's for sure. But it's kind of hard to get the RPMs to go that high. Because my natural inclination is to shift around on this vehicle like 4 or 5, you know, and I have to really push past my instincts a little bit to get the RPMs up. So the value proposition of the Miata. It's a small vehicle, okay? So the value proposition would be, first of all, I would say, do you like the way it looks? Because it looks really good. So that's one thing. Now, the second thing is convertible, right? So this is one of the few new vehicles you can get that has a convertible, hardtop or soft top convertible. So that's definitely a value proposition for this vehicle. And but also you have to like to drive. So if you're the type of person that just can't wait for the self-driving car to drive you around, this is not really the vehicle for you, because this is, you know, connecting with the vehicle, you know, the manual transmission, and you know, the driving, the fun to drive factor is there. So you have to, I mean, you have to enjoy driving, right? And another thing is, I mean, I'll just throw this in there, fuel economy, you know, 35 miles per gallon, something like that is what I've been getting. And so yeah, that's pretty good. It's a small, fairly light vehicle, and doesn't have, you know, doesn't drag on the air too much. So yeah, it gets good fuel economy. So yeah, there's now you have to, there's limitations, right? You have to get in the vehicle, you have to be able to fit in it and drive it comfortably, because for me it's a limiting factor, you know. All right, part of this vehicle, that's one of the things about this, is that I'm sitting really close to the front, so the clutch is, I have to get used to the clutch being so close, you know. So don't make fun of me too much about the shifting here. But yeah, it is a fun vehicle to drive. It's not like it's actually more comfortable than what I thought it was going to be. When I first saw it, I was like, man, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to drive this vehicle. But actually, once I get into the seat and start driving it, it's not really that bad. It's bearable anyway. Like some vehicles, even like the Mustangs and stuff, the ones that have the Recaro seats, and I think that's an option on this vehicle. If it had the Recaro seats, there's no way I could drive it. I know that would be a big problem. It'd be painful actually. But this one is good, you know. I wouldn't want to go on a long trip or anything. And it kind of like gets a little bit, triggers a little bit of a claustrophobic feeling sometimes, because it's just on that edge that because I'm so, you know, tight in here. But and it shows you what gear you're in, and also it'll tell you if you need to upshift. Basically it's telling you to upshift sometimes. I'll go ahead and set it there. Actually go up to 55. So it doesn't have the depth of cruise control or anything. And I hear a little bit of wind noise from the top. Make sure the windows are all up, yeah. So yeah, a little bit of wind noise. That's really the main noise, really. I don't really hear much road noise, which this is a smooth road. And it has a stiff, you know, low suspension, so yeah, I can feel the bumps and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the nature of this type of vehicle, though. Yeah, that wind noise, you can definitely hear it. Which has a little bit of wind today, so, but still, you can hear it. It has just stiff enough steering to where it feels good without being overly stiff. And the controls and everything are pretty straightforward. So yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said, you just have, there's a couple things. You have to like the way it looks. You have to be able to fit into it. You have to be able to want a, you know, convertible. So yeah, and you know, of course you're going to enjoy a good fuel economy. And I would say pretty good reliability, considering the straightforward design and the Mazda engine that's pretty much proven. Manual transmissions are pretty rock solid, bulletproof nowadays, most of them. It doesn't have a lot of unnecessary, you know, electronics and stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, this system does have some stuff in it, but it's not like it's, you know, cutting edge or anything like that.